Jimmy. And they say, would you dare? If you put out the expression, if you're looking cryptid, you name it, we talk about it here. All right. Now, I'm streaming a little bit late. I've been up again. You know, you guys know I'm up early. I'm always up early. You know, extremely tired, but I said, let me go ahead and get this out the way because it's been a long time coming. And I took you guys I went to BRADSHAW RANCH. And look, believe what you want to believe, see what you want to see, coach it however you want to coach it, right? Here we do it one shot, one take. It's for you to decide. One of the YouTube subs went with me. We met up in New Mexico, and hopefully she'll join us in the chat. Went up in New Mexico and went to Sedona to BRADSHAW Ranch to check out the spooky stuff that goes on there. Because you guys know I always try to go somewhere spooky every summer or every time. Pretty much anytime I get a feel and I have some time, I'll just go. I want to see if these places are for real and legit, right? That's why I just go. Because this world is far stranger than we realize and that we know. So the first time I showed you guys the UFO footage, that was the first thing that I showed you. And the cameras was just acting absolutely crazy. It was going haywire. Confused me because I kept thinking I had some stuff going on, but that's not the case. That wasn't what was happening. The cameras wouldn't work. And I'm going to show you in the video here in a second. The cameras wouldn't work. They wouldn't operate. Brand new memory card. Hey, Pink Unicorn, how are you? You guys, this is my proof. She was there with me when we went and we saw all the strange and spooky things. Again, you don't have to believe me, but I'm telling you what we saw in the sky. I'm telling you what we saw in front of us. I'm telling you the spirits that were involved. I'm telling you about the things that escorted us out. It was mind-blowing. It's good on you, man? Living life to the fullest? Are you still traumatized by what you saw? Because you guys, she saw some stuff. And I told her, you hang around me, you're going to see some crazy stuff. So I'm wondering, I know she said she's been traumatized. She's been having nightmares ever since we went to BRADSHAW Ranch. And again, you guys, one of the things, the thing that got me the most, that caught me, that was just really, really weird to me, was when he asked me to look up again. There's a video, you guys can go look at it when you subscribe to the channel, hit that like and share button. But he showed us up in the sky. Every time you say it, somebody jumps out of the chat or they jump out of the lobby. It's like when you say subscribe or whatever, it's like, I don't know, they bail. It's kind of weird. But he was telling us to look up, and he had this comes and goes, memories and visions, still unbelievable what we saw. Yeah, it really was. It was absolutely insane. Like, you know, nobody's going to tell me anything different. I know what we saw. But let me fill them in. Let me try to fill them in a little bit on what we saw, because you weren't here for the last video. Again, he had a camera. Well, he gave me his night vision goggles. Now I had my own night vision goggles, my own infrared goggles, right? So I had everything myself, and everything was working fine. I even tried to live stream it for you guys. Would not let me live stream. I don't know what it was. It shut down. In fact, it got the date wrong. It said that the date was December 27th, 2024. I'm like, what? So he pointed to the sky and he said, you're not guaranteed to see anything. And I get it. I get it. You know, I've seen the big four at separate times, or seen evidence of one of the things that the big four would present itself, which would be UFOs, ghosts, portals, and Bigfoot. So I've seen every aspect of those, but I've never seen all four at the same time, like me and Pink Unicorn saw. She was there. She's a sub. We saw it. We went there. Okay. And he pointed at this guy, and he had an app on his phone that had that could show you whether they were airplanes or whether they were satellites and things along those lines. And he pointed at one particular thing. He kept looking around and said, that's not one, that's not one. He said, okay, then this looks a little odd. So he said, look at this thing here and put the night vision goggles on. I said, okay, cool. And he said, when I hit it, if it does anything, let me know. So he hit it with the light, and I kid you, I'm telling you guys, Pink Unicorn was sitting inside of the Jeep, and the Jeep had no panels. So you pretty much were at the mercy of whatever. It was dark. It was like a half moon. And he hit it with that light, that laser, and the thing was floating, and then it stopped. And it skipped, and it zigzagged up, came around, back to the original starting point, and it started and went that way, and then it disappeared. I was stunned. I was like, wow. I'd seen the silver stuff when we went to Area 51. I'd seen the silver cylindrical things. I've seen the round things when I was flying over Salt Lake City, Utah, when I was in an airplane and something flew by the airplane. I saw the round thing. The thing about the round thing, it didn't streak by. It kind of just went by at pretty much the same speed that the jet was flying. But we saw 4 of those things in the sky. And again, there were 2 lights here that you can see with the naked eye, right? And it was at our 10 o'clock. And he said, keep looking, and sometimes something shows up here, and sometimes something doesn't show up here. I said, okay, cool. So I put the night vision. He said, put them on now and see if you see anything. I didn't see anything. About 5 minutes go by. I look again, and guess what? He said, you see anything now? There was a big hole in front of me, glowing. You couldn't see it. And I took the night vision goggles, you couldn't see it. Put them back on, you could see it. He said, over here, you're going to see something as well. And that was on our 1 o'clock. And I said, okay, what are we going to see over here? The same thing. He said, there's going to be a light. And they think that they're portals, and they keep opening up. He actually shared a video that he has on his own phone. And again, you can go look at my videos on my channel, and it's called Portals. You'll see the green sphere. Well, the green sphere is, just check it out. You'll see for yourself. And then he explains what's going on. What I'm going to share with you guys tonight is the trip going down the mountain, getting off the mountain. So when we were getting off the mountain, it was crazy, right? It was crazy. He said we might get escorted out. Okay, cool, fine. Thank you. Great. Okay. Again, I'm not thinking much over it. The only thing that I was concerned about when we were going up, and I was anticipating seeing the Sasquatch. I really was. I was like, okay, let me get myself together. Because again, you want to see it, but do you really want to see something 10 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot tall, 500 pounds in the pitch black? And I kept using the FLIR to look around and make sure that nothing snuck up on us. And Pink Unicorn was sitting there. Well, she was standing there talking to the guy. And I definitely, he had mentioned somebody named Hoodoo Tall. I know who it is, but I'm thinking, he said that the guy comes up every now and then. So he started playing the drum because he's Native American. So he started playing the drum. He said the Sasquatch liked the drum. So he started hitting the drum. I said, okay. And then he let out a Sasquatch yell. Nothing happened. And I was still like, oh man, okay. I'm trying to make sure Pink Unicorn is okay because she's under my charge. I want to make sure she's protected, the one thing that happened to her. And it made me nervous. I don't get nervous very often out there because, again, I've seen some crazy stuff in my life. And so this would be nothing but something additionally crazy to actually see it. Because I've got footprints that we saw when we were out training one day. Me and some clients were out training, and there were a footprint that we found. That's also on my channel. And so we waited, and again, we didn't hear anything. So he started talking to a spirit named Ashley. The spirit named Ashley, however, was talking about things that were around in the area. And he asked Ashley, she said, what are you doing here? And he asked her, what are you doing here? And he asked her, was she alone? And she said, no. She said no, and I think she stopped talking through the necrometer. She stopped talking. And then she says, you need to leave. And he says, why? She said, they're coming. And we were all like, they're coming? So I'm really looking with the FLIR infrared, looking around, which is why I'm looking around to make sure that, again, nothing snuck up on us. And I didn't see anything. And then he said, who's coming? And then the spirit said, they're here. This was around 10:25, 10:28, something like that. So we were well past time to leave. And he said, let's go. But Pink Unicorn got grabbed by Ashley. Something grabbed her arm, and she said, oh, why is Ashley pinching me? She was there. She saw the portals. She saw the UFOs. Again, we saw 4. They saw them when they were vanishing. I was still looking in night vision, and I could still see the UFOs. And then when they could no longer see them, I could still see them, and then they vanished. But everything was happening fast, but not fast. You know what I mean? So I was really, really glad that someone came with me to see it, okay? To see these things, because you guys always say, hey, I'll go with you. And somebody actually showed up and went with me, took care of the lodging and all of that. But somebody actually, one of you subs, you actually came out with your streamer. See, I don't just talk about doing this stuff. I actually get out and do it. And I try to involve you guys with it as much as I can, because a lot of you guys support my books and my work. So I got to show you guys some love, and you guys showed me some love. But seeing the things that we saw, the creepy, supernatural, extraterrestrial things that we saw, the paranormal, I never thought I'd see all 4 at the same place at the same time. So we're packing up and we're getting ready to go down the mountain. And again, I was okay. I've asked most people what would they most be afraid of, and I'll tell you that in a minute. But I want you guys to look at this footage, okay? This footage of us going down the mountain. I'm going to show you clearly me trying to start the camera to get footage of what we were seeing. But every time I tried to start the camera, new memory card, everything, it shut down. It would not let me record anything, and it would not let me live stream with YouTube. It just so happened my cell phone was working to record these things. And this is what I got. So you guys bear with me for a second. Let me see if I can let me pull it up. Let's see. Let me go back to it. So guys, bear with me. Excuse me. Okay, here it is. Now this is us going down the mountain, okay? And let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can share this. Let me share this with you guys. Close that. Let me try my best to share this. My house. Bear with me. Okay. Let's see if I can. Always some crazy stuff when you're trying to get the good stuff to share. Let me see. Okay, so hopefully I can share. Let me share the screen. Here it is. My bad, you guys. Forgive me. So I'm going to share this with you guys. I want you guys to see this. This is us going down the mountain. This is going to show you the proof that I could not stream or even get video footage of it, okay? So this is what we were trying. This is what I was trying to share with you guys.
saw those people.
Right.
This is us in the middle of the night trying to go down the mountain. This is us.
Couldn't live stream it. The great tour guide, Firefox, is a good guy. This is pretty impressive. This is intense. We've seen UFOs. We had some spirits. And again, my trusty camera would not do what we needed to do. And I'm flabbergasted as to why. Because we literally had everything new put in, new changed out, and it just would not activate, which is insane. So we're leaving. Maybe I'll catch something on camera.
This is us leaving the mountain at BRADSHAW Ranch. Yes, it was. It was pitch black. Pink uniform is not joking. It was pitch black. We could barely see anything.
I think they're escorting us out.
When he said they're escorting us out, he meant like the supernatural stuff that we were seeing around
I
us.
feel something following us over here.
On the right.
Yep. I
He
can
said he
feel
could feel
it.
something following us out.
I wonder if they'll show up for us. See if you can use something and see if you can pick it up.
Looking. There's energy here.
It's friendly.
Yeah.
He said whatever was escorting us out was friendly.
That's what I said. It's probably escorting us out.
There was a bumpy ride going down that mountain.
Bumpy road.
There was nothing to protect us.
The temperature gauge says 80, but it's a lot colder. It feels a lot colder.
Yeah, it does feel cold, bro.
Now, let me know if it gets too cold back there. I have seat heaters, by the way.
Okay.
I have two settings. I have warm, and then I have biscuit burner. We're not even into the lower areas yet. It usually gets 10 degrees colder there. Oh, it's getting colder already.
Yeah.
It just dropped down into the 70s. Still feels colder than that.
You guys just don't know how dark it was around us.
This is the camera, you guys. It won't even record anything. It keeps shutting down. And that's my camera's doing stuff I've never seen it do before.
Look at the camera.
So this is doing crazy stuff. I keep trying to make a report so you guys can't say that I'm doing something with it, but there it is. I mean, I've never seen this camera act like this, and everything is fresh, brand new, everything. Memory card, the whole nine. Everything was working before I left, and I tested and made sure everything was okay. And now, oh boy, turn it off. Turn it off. We'll try to use the cell phone to record as much as we can because, like you said, it's a lot cooler. Now it's warming up.
It was a bone-free ride. Again, I told you guys where I was going, and I went.
Really bad that I was trying to get an additional camera, but they all broke down. Had to replace them, but they don't make these cameras worth anything. So
I finally got a GoPro for my birthday. Was trying to get it in time for the trip.
Yeah, you're gonna start seeing homes on our left over here.
okay.
These homes are actually on former ranch lands.
I couldn't
That's why
get
they're
in
out
there.
They've been grandfathered in.
Okay.
Other than that, we're right in the middle of federal land, U.S. forest land. Can't develop on it. Actually, this is the road they use to get to and from their homes.
There it is. You guys, if you don't mind, don't disappear. Could you please hit that thumbs up button for me? Please. Don't cost anything.
Like I said, I'm trying to keep the camera up just in case something wicked happens.
Every time I say that, somebody leaves. That's weird, man.
Whatnot.
Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
At first, the camera was taking videos and everything, and all of a sudden it stopped doing that. We started taking pictures, and that stopped taking pictures. I don't know what's going on. The cell phone was working. We tried to live stream, and then it shut the live stream down. So, strange happenings out here. There are homes over to the left of us.
Oh, we're only 15 minutes away now.
It was a long way to get down.
Oh, look at those stars.
Believe it or not, this is like the first time we've ever seen stars, and all the time we've been out traveling to the places of supernatural, we've never seen stars. Always overcast every time, no matter how open, it's always overcast.
Well, here, because our humidity is so low, that's why we can get clear skies like this. We had a storm yesterday. That was a whole different story. Well, this is our monsoon season too, so
Right.
yeah, we're gonna get a lot more rain and clouds.
And I'm going to explain to you guys.
Shut it down, guys, for a few minutes. Get out of here. And you know what? Just as soon as I shut it off, something crazy will happen. But I don't know how much memory I have on my cell phone. So, I'm trying to take this in small bites.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop sharing that. Okay, now what I'm going to explain is when we're going down the mountain, right? As soon, and I kid you guys not, and it always happens, but again, Pink Unicorn can verify because she heard it first. So we're going down after I turn the cell phone off. The cell phone, after I turn it off and stop recording. I didn't know how much more memory I had to record. So I didn't want to run the risk of not having something in case something really actually did come out, and something did, right? So as we were going down and we got to a certain point, over to the right, Pink Unicorn heard, and I heard it. She said, and I'm not even kidding you guys, something said, woo! And she said, you heard that? I said, yeah, I heard that. But something responded to the left and further back. And I thought, okay. And that was on the right side. The driver didn't hear it. And this is the funny thing. She didn't hear what me and the driver heard, right? This is as close to, you guys have heard that song Prince had called Get Off back in the day, Get Off, 23%, whatever, right? This is what I heard. This is what me and the driver heard. And I'm not even joking. This is what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like to me. But not with the drop. It just really seriously sounded like it sounded like that, right? Let me see if I can do it again. This is what I heard. And that was to the left of me. So the driver heard that. Pink Unicorn didn't hear that, which was weird to me. He slowed down, and I turned, and I had my headlamp on, but I had on the red light. So I turned to check to see what that was behind us. Excuse me. I turned to check to see what that was. And I literally could not tell you what it was. And he said, did you hear that? I said, yeah, did you hear it? And he goes, yeah. And he slowed down a little bit more, right? And something was pacing the truck, the Jeep on the side. And you could hear it running through. Now, in the defense, he said there are mountain lions and bobcats up there. And if you've ever heard a bobcat or a mountain lion, they do scream like women. They do. If you've ever heard them scream. But it didn't sound like that to me. It sounded like Prince screaming, that one part. It didn't do the bottom out like he did, yo. It just did the high part, and that was it. And you heard it running. And then once he stopped, it stopped. And he waited a few minutes, and I'm looking with my head with the bright lights on now on the headlamp. I was looking for eye shine, whatever, and didn't see or hear anything else. And we didn't hear anything else as far as that going on. But we heard something paralleling us on the left and the right. And I was thinking, dang, I'm like, wow. Again, I've seen and experienced these things one-on-one, individually. Never all four of these things at the same time. Yeah, the driver is a witness. And again, you were pretty brave. I got to give you credit. You're pretty brave to go up there that late at night and experience what you're experiencing. Again, as a sub, that makes it even more impressive because you can verify what I saw, and I can verify what you saw. And again, I'm really disappointed we didn't get more, only because the equipment. I mean, I had went and got this one camera that I thought was going to be working, going to be phenomenal, all that good stuff. And I brought my the camera that you guys saw that I showed you when I was trying to make it work. And you guys saw it would not stay recorded. It kept shutting off for some reason. Just kept shutting off. And the camera that I tried to get, it was one of those cameras that you had to have an app for, had to sync online. And I did everything I could and ended up having to send that camera back. But her showing up and my witness and going through that, and again, when the spirit grabbed her, pinched her arm and grabbed her arm, it had to be freaking. She asked the driver, because he's real spiritual, why isn't he grabbing us or messing with us? And he said because he's being comical, I guess, but he said because a lot of times women aren't very humble. so they make for easy targets for stuff like supernatural stuff. So it makes for easy targets. And then she said, yeah, but and Pink Unicorn said, yeah, but they're still not bothering y'all. He said, okay, let me put it to you this way. You're easy. Basically, she's an easy target. And I thought that was kind of funny. Man, because ghost bullets don't exist for the paranormal. Yeah. So she had a pair of, well, you remember that one movie that they had a TV show where the guy, well, he shot at the ghost at his house. It was on one of those unsolved mysteries or what, I forgot what it was. It was funny as heck. And he shot at the ghost and he said, yeah, and then the ghost screams out and goes, yeah, and the ghost runs and shuts the door. I thought that was hilarious. But the fact that you saw what I saw, and we saw all of that stuff, we saw all of those crazy events happening all at the same time. Like one would happen and then this would happen, or this would be happening and that would be happening. Even when I looked through the goggles and on my 1 o'clock, we saw the portal opening over here. I kept looking through the night vision. He was looking through his night vision. I'm looking through my night vision. He saw white streaks. When I looked through his goggles, I saw the white streaks and I saw black streaks. It was just weird. It was just so weird. So I asked most people, right, which would more scare you if you had to view it? Would you be more afraid of the portal, the UFOs, the ghosts, or the Bigfoot? Which would be more terrifying for you? And most people, if I'm not mistaken, most people said the portal that I asked, that I interviewed, that I asked and I talked to, they said the portals. And I think 1 or 2 people said the ghost. Nobody said the UFO. I'm thinking, well, if you worried about a portal, a UFO can come right down, take you up, snatch you off, and take you somewhere else. They said, yeah, if you walk into a portal, you can never be seen again. I said the same thing with the UFO. For me, it was seeing the Sasquatch. The Bigfoot. That was, that had me uneasy because again, in the dark, people go missing all the time. And I didn't want to be a story. I didn't want us to be a story out there. So it was absolutely something to behold. And I was telling Pink Unicorn, when you get a chance to sit down and process all of this, it's really gonna hit you. And because I've seen so much of this stuff all my life, right? I'm not saying I'm immune to the stuff, but I am saying it doesn't hit me the same. Like for example, if I had never seen or heard anything, then yeah, I'd be messed up. But again, for me, I wasn't too sure I was ready to see a Bigfoot, a 10-foot tall, 500,000 pound creature. Ghosts or demons, for me, can't do it. Well, one of them grabbed you, so one of them put hands on you. So, it was a ghost and they put hands on you. And I mean, again, I can verify for you, and you can verify and back up everything that I'm telling the audience right now. We saw it, we lived it, and I told you guys, all you gotta do is point me into a direction and tell me what you guys want me to go see, and I'll go. I'll save the money up and I'll take off, I'll go. Because I want to see if these things exist, even though I know some of the stuff exists, but I want to knock stuff off my bucket list, and I don't want to sit behind a keyboard and be talking that smack. I want to get out there and actually see the world and then take you guys with me as I proceed to explore the supernatural, the extra-dimensional, the ultra-dimensional, aliens, ghosts, demons, serial killers. I want to be able to say that I've lived a full life and I didn't just sit behind the keyboard and just let everybody tell me whatever. And it's really hard I don't try to convince anybody. I don't try to convince anybody. All I can say is that I see it. Sometimes I have the hard proof to show you guys. And again, go back and look at the other video and you'll hear us talking. You'll see pitch black and you'll see, all you can hear is the crickets. You can hear the crickets, and you'll see certain lights flashing here, flashing there. You'll see certain lights, but me personally, I had a ball. Pink Unicorn has been traumatized and having nightmares.